Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone out there is having a good Thursday so far.
Yeah, happy Thursday. It was a chilly start this morning, but thankfully we're going to see those clouds push on out and also temperatures warming up a little bit more than yesterday. So not quite as gloomy of a day, but definitely is still going to be a chilly and below average one.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. So farther out to our east, we've had this surface trough, and as it kept pushing its way out of our area, luckily that cloud coverage is starting to slowly but surely gradually decrease. So by the late afternoon, we should probably expect some sunnier conditions.
Already seeing some peaks of sun, and temperatures are already in the low 60s as well, but that dew point temperatures in the 40s. So really dry air in place, and we're going to continue to feel that dry, cool, crisp air push in with a wind from the west and northwest, and it's still a little breezy out there at times. We've got 10-mile-per-hour winds, but gusts are a little bit higher, and high temperatures will be in the low 60s today.
Yeah, low 60s, mid 60s, and that's just below average for this time of the year. It's really just a pretty earlier taste of fall, I guess.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cold and just like bitter as you're waking up in those morning hours.
Yeah, kind of feeling a little bit closer to winter almost. With the 10-degree below average temperatures, we went from very warm to now very cool, and tonight's going to be even cooler for us as well.
Oh, yeah. So we'll see some gustier winds this afternoon, but as we get into the later evening hours, around 6 p.m. for sure, where they're starting to settle down a bit. So luckily, definitely not as windy as what we saw yesterday. Those wind gusts are getting up to 30 miles per hour greater at times.
Yeah, thankfully that wind is going to be much calmer today. Still a little gusty at times, but like Roberto said, those winds start to relax overnight, and that'll play into our very cool overnight lows as well. So with clear skies and calm winds, that means temperatures drop very easily and quickly. So some of us could be in the upper 30s, places like Carthage and Forest, even down to our south in Mendenhall and Brookhaven. We could see some 30s on the board. That does mean that some patchy frost could be possible. I'm not expecting an area-wide frost by any means, but definitely cool, and again, about 10 degrees below average for our overnight lows.
Yeah, just way below average in the afternoons and in the mornings, and definitely going to need to turn on that heat if you haven't already, because I forgot to last night, and I woke up this morning very, very cold inside my house.
I turned on my heat yesterday for the first time, and when you turn on the heat for the first time, it's got to get back up, but it was definitely needed. It was the 50s most of the day, so very cool. You're going to need to crank on the heat tonight, because 30s and 40s will feel chilly if you don't.
Yeah, and those cooler conditions are going to stick with us, and especially for Halloween, as people are walking around trick-or-treating. So we'll take a look at our Halloween forecast. Right around 6 p.m., we're already going to be down to that 60-degree margin, upper 50s by 7, and by 8 p.m. into the mid-50s. Nice thing is, however, there's no rain in the forecast. It will be staying dry. Don't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah, I think it was last year, Halloween, we had a downpour right in the middle of trick-or-treating, and so it kind of made for a messy situation. But this year, all you have to worry about is some chilly temperatures, and all you have to do is throw on a jacket on those kiddos before we're heading out. But it will be really nice for trick-or-treating. Just don't forget, sun goes down at 6, and this weekend, that's going to change for us.
Yeah, we do have that setback where we are going to have to change our clock Saturday night into Sunday. And along going into this weekend, we are actually going to see just a little bit of a change when it comes to our weather pattern. Our Saturday morning, clouds are moving in, and we got a cold front out to our northwest that's going to be dropping its way closer towards us. It's a weaker front, however, and if we take a look and track out, you can see there is the possibility of just a stray shower here and there, but just not great overall coverage.
Yeah, very, very little chances of rain, and models here kind of are disagreeing on timing, but I think, if anything, we could see some spotty showers late Saturday night into early Sunday morning, but most of the rain, especially some other model runs, are pushing that rain north, kind of missing us here in central Mississippi, but I'm not worried about it washing out any weekend plans. So that's why we're keeping the chance of rain very low. But yes, as he said, we are going to see some change of pace when it comes to the big picture. But overall, the weekend looks really nice. The next few days look really nice, matter of fact. But it's feeling a little chilly, definitely below average for end of October for Halloween, but full sunshine expected, and then we're in the low 40s again. So a chilly start to Saturday. Clouds are going to be the story for Saturday as well, and a stray shower, not out of the question, but overall pretty dry for us. Don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour. You get that extra hour of sleep, so it's going to be a long weekend. But of course, come Sunday afternoon, it's going to start to feel a little different with those earlier sunsets. I know some people are not too happy about it, but
I'm one of them.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
But it's okay because, the closer we get to those or when we get to those earlier sunsets, we're getting closer to the holidays and Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I
Exactly,
love
all
that
that
time of the
stuff.
year. So
Yep.
very, very fun. And speaking of the holidays, it's been very dry last couple of months. October's usually
Yeah.
our driest month on record.
It is, yeah, and especially as we were the month before, the end of it, we were looking dry, and we
Very
started
dry.
off dry October, but we really picked up in our second half
Yeah.
of this month, and overall, total amount of rain we've seen this month is about 2.95
Yeah,
inches. It's been good.
nearly 3 inches, so that's really good for us. And we picked up the slack for sure with these systems coming through really over the weekends, the last few weeks. But thankfully this weekend we should not have to worry about too much rain. If anything, half an inch for some folks. But
Exactly.
the rain we got over October has really helped put a dent in that drought monitor, which we were worried about it worsening, over the last several weeks with a dry September and a dry start to October. But notice most of us in central Mississippi are looking normal. Just a small sliver of us are a little abnormally dry for portions of Yazoo and Tala and Holmes County and also parts of the Pine Belt, but no one is in a moderate drought for our region. There is still 24% of the state under a moderate drought, 6% under that severe drought, but looking much better.
Yeah, overall, it has really helped out, and it's North Mississippi right now that does have the worst of those conditions, and as of right now with those models, maybe they'll get a little bit of those heavier downpours this
Yeah.
weekend, so that could help out some few
That
areas.
definitely could help out some of our northern counties. But for our region, it's going to be picture perfect. Just definitely fall evenings, cool, crisp air to stick around this weekend. A chilly start to your Halloween, and then warming up to comfortable temperatures, highs in the mid and upper 60s. A very low chance of a stray spotty shower Saturday and Sunday. Then next week is nice with a gradual warming trend.
Yeah, we are gonna see those
Sunshine
temperatures.
should
Yep.
stick around.
Exactly, yeah, we are going to see that gradual warming trend for next week, but if you really think about it, it's actually just closer to our average.
It
so.
is. Yeah, it'll feel like early November, so should be really pleasant. But yeah, thanks for joining us on this Thursday. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you
Have a
again
good one, everybody.
tomorrow.